VE3ZOE75 has a plus offset and no tone is required. My call sign is Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. My first name is Larry and I'm located on East Hamilton Mountain. It's an open net. To join the conversation, please give us your name and your call sign. Tell us about yourself, anything about your equipment, or anything you want to add to the conversation. And before we start, I'd like to thank Terry, VE3IQL, for the use of that repeater. And please remember, using your repeater has very good coverage in Ontario, so no religion, politics, or foul language. And last but not least, please let the repeater drop so they can get into our conversation. Can I get check-ins for 28Feb Ragchew? Come on in.
VA3ZOE.
VA3IMW.
Victor Echo 3, every kind of junk. Any other check-ins for 28Feb Ragchew? I got a 3 so far. No, nothing heard so far. Maybe we can pick up some more. Chuck, I think there's a contest this weekend, isn't there?
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Absolutely. One of the biggest contests of the winter. It's the ARRL DX, ARRL International DX contest. And that goes on for 48 hours until Sunday at 7 o'clock, our time. And boy, in the last hour, I must have gotten about 10 or 15 contacts. And it's amazing, and the amount of people running kilowatts. Because tonight you might hear some of the stations saying 59K. Well, the K means they're running a kilowatt. And pretty much every station I've contacted so far is running a kilowatt. Because the bands aren't that great, but those guys running the kilos, I can hear them. So the bands are quite busy. 10, 15, 20, and 40 at the moment.
Are you going to participate in the actual contesting?
Well, I'm not going to run the software, no, but I am marking down that they're a part of the contest there, and I may, depending on how much time I put into the contest there this weekend. Like I said, it's 48 hours, so a lot of people on now, though, I'll tell you. I don't know. That'll probably slow down overnight, and then tomorrow it's going to pick up again.
Yeah, conditions aren't that great. I got a K4, an A of 33, so I was on a little earlier, and it was really noisy on 40, really bad. I was trying to get a hold of, I did get a hold of Texas. There's 3 ops down there in a park, but boy, was it ever noisy. Mind you, there was a lid up there too, about, I don't know, just up a little bit above it, playing some noise and making a whole bunch of garbage, so it didn't help.
Yeah. But tell you, Larry, the first contact I made was in Galapagos Islands, and then Curacao, Mexico, Guadalupe, Brazil, Bonaire, Barbados, and Japan. So doing pretty good so far.
What band were you on? All around all different ones, or was it on one specific band?
My first contact with Galapagos Islands was on 10 meters, and all the rest so far are on 15, 21 megahertz.
Oh, very good. Fantastic.
Yeah, when, like I said, when the guys are running kilos, running a bit of power there, you can hear those guys. But yeah, you're right, the bands are noisy, and the space weather lady said we were going to get hit, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, well, hopefully things will settle down for the weekend. They got some contest. As you know, I don't contest at all. If I hear anybody in there, then I will, try to talk to them for a second or whatever to give them a point. But I don't know if she said anything, and I never have. The only one did was the Last Man Standing special event. That's the only one I ever actually participated in.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah, I remember that. That was a lot of fun. And you did quite well with that, actually, so if I remember correctly. But yeah, the bands are going to be busy this weekend. And, oh, yeah, I forgot to mention earlier today, I got St. Lucia, right? An island in the middle of the Caribbean there. And it turns out it was a POTA contact. It's the very first park in St. Lucia, and that's the park number LC-0001. So that was a nice bonus, I think. Back to you there, Larry. I'll let you pick up the rest.
Okay, thanks, Chuck. Before I pick up Mac, anybody else checking in Friday night? ZOE Ragchwew, come on in. VE3, I'll be behind.
VE3ZOE.
Hey, thanks, got you. Wait. Mac, VE3LW, VE3LBI, come on in, Mac.
VE3LBI, VA3IMW, and the group. Good evening, Larry, and looks like I've somewhat resolved my my predicament with YouTube and opportunities for streaming. I think the the requirement to have 50 subscribers is if you're trying to initiate live streaming with a mobile device. So I did exactly what you did this afternoon when I got home tonight. And on my laptop here at home, I opened up YouTube and got myself set up to do live streaming. But it said that you had to verify with a cell phone number and then wait 24 hours in order to start live streaming. So once you get that done, then you can cascade that user profile to other devices, which would include mobile devices. So I think I've found a way around. So I have a profile on my phone, and that is that at Mac White 6406. And I think I'm going to try to keep that profile alive and get it active as well, because it would be nice to have a couple of profiles just in case one goes down for one reason or another. But I've actually set up a fresh profile, and obviously it'll become active for live streaming 23 hours from now or something like that. The clock is ticking. So interesting. A couple of different protocols that YouTube has for live streaming, whether it's based on a computer with a what do they call that? The URL, or a mobile device, which comes through wireless networks. Anyways, are you seeing active weather over there on the East Mountain? Because I've heard the rumbles and I've seen the lightning flash. So we've got some active weather aloft.
No, we got a little bit of rain sprinkling down. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I do have one here. Came in. I'm just looking at my phone. Sorry. But, yeah, there is some stuff, but it's outskirts of us right now. Yeah, where are we here? Oh, it's within the 10-mile range of Hamilton, so lightning flash is actually 15 miles away right now.
Yeah, when I checked my lightning app, it said 7 kilometers, and it's got me in the red zone. So if I quietly disappear for some reason, you'll know exactly what happened to me. Anyways, I'm here for the duration, and thanks for doing this one. We'll let you gather up the children and get them all in the log. I'm not sure if any other topics are going to surface, or if there's any further dialogue we need to have on this YouTube profile set up for live streaming?
Yep, okay, we'll get back to you on it. I basically did the same thing, and I was testing it, so I'll get back to you on it. Let's pick up Bill next here. VE3EKJ, come on in, Bill.
Yeah, VE3LBI, VE3, every kind of junk. Not an awful lot new. Past couple of days I got a little too much exercise and missed my naps, so I had to make up for it today. And I've got a few more boat anchors on the table, working on them, trying to see what I can, restore. I've got one piece, I got it, must have been 10, 15 years ago, and I never got around to it. It's a Helicrafters S72. And what that is, it's a very early 1950s portable radio. It's got AM and shortwave, and it'll run off the wall, or it will run off of the old-fashioned batteries. So it's going to be a bit of work and a lot of cleaning up in the cabinets. Somebody killed a naga to give it a naga hide covering to it. I don't know if that'd be politically correct these days. Anyhow, it's a nice little project. I'm busy working around the filter capacitors and such. And what made me buy it all those years ago is the first one I've ever seen from those days that had a BFO, but it's even pre-sideband. The thing says voice or code.
That sounds very interesting. Now, you say it's portable. How much does it weigh, Bill?
Well, not as much as you'd think, because there's no transformer. And, with the battery, it would have weighed a fair bit. Those old 90-volt and 6-volt filament batteries they used to sell, those things were kind of heavy. But with no battery in it, I think it weighs about, from hefting it, I don't think it weighs over 5 pounds. And, so it's reasonably comfortable. Besides, people back then weren't as fat as folks like me are today.
Well, it is pretty light for a radio. I thought it would have weighed quite a pile more than that. Quite surprising. But you're right, with the batteries, it would definitely would have put the weight to it. But it's also AC, is it?
Yeah, and that kind of surprised me too, because I looked inside and I pretty well figured the filter caps would have to, something have to be done there, because 75 years or more on a filter cap is expecting a little much. And I always have to smile if you read the threads around of guys working on old boat anchors. They talk about how you can reform electrolytics if you just bring them up on a variac or whatever. And from a techie like me, what a pile of crap. Electrolytics have a tiny little spot of a vent hole in them, probably know, and over the years, from heat, from passing current, or how they're stored or whatever, they let out moisture. Still haven't figured out how a variac would put the moisture back in.
Yeah, I don't know if I can tell you a quick little story, though. I had a 746 Pro that was in some bad shape. A lot of smoke in it from people that smoked. And got into the radio. I took it to a gentleman up in St. Catherine, Kitchener area, I guess it was. And he had one for sale. So I bought the one off of him, mentioned to him about mine wasn't functioning too good. The power kept dropping on it. So it was 100 watts, the next thing it would be down to 5 watts. So I said, well, bring it up to me. He says, I got nothing to do. I'm retired, and I work on stuff. And he says, I'll see what I can do for it. I'm going to drop it for a second. So I did take it up to him, and I got in touch with him after, and he said, yeah, I was on the phone with him. He says, yeah, I took it all apart, and I put it in the dishwasher, and I cleaned it.
Yeah, I know. The first time I heard about that, it shocked the heck out of me too, Larry.
Yep. Anyways, I got it back. It was back up to 100 watts, but shortly after it dropped back down again. So the one I had bought off of him, it worked quite well. I ended up sending it up to Ronnie up in Barrie there, and definitely was a problem with the fence. So he replaced them. But no, the guy put it in the dishwasher. Of course, he dried it properly and all the rest of it. He didn't put the like the front display and stuff in there, but all the boards he put in and washed it and cleaned it. Yep, I was quite surprised. I'm like, you put it in the dishwasher, did you? Okay. Anyways, it worked quite well for a while. Then, like I said, the fence kind of really went out on it.
Yeah, well, you know, the dishwasher is a good way to superficially quickly clean. But, you know, it's not a substitute for, well, sometimes it's just not easy to get into all the nooks and crannies. I found a toothbrush helps, you know, but still, you know, it could be more work cleaning things up, getting the grit and grunge out of there. I don't know. I do know, though, it's not always nicotine. Because there's voltage in there, you've got static attraction for dust particles. And, you know, not all of us live in, you know, amongst clear mountain airs and pine trees or whatever. And, you know, when you've got half a century or more of time, you know, it just kind of stuff sticks. You know, positive and negative charges. Although the smoking doesn't help, you know, but still. Anyhow, I feel a little embarrassed tonight too, Larry. I'm just going to drop it myself. Hang on. I feel a little embarrassed. I've got so many wonderful boat anchors, and very few of them are totally restored because I work a bit on one and work on another. And someday, I'm probably going to have them all working at the same time. I've got an NCX 500 National. That's going to be powerful. I've got a couple of FT 401s and a 560 and my 101. That one works. And, you know, I've got a Swan 700. I've got a National NC 300. I got all kinds of them in here. But tonight, I closed the deal on a solid state rig, and I'm kind of ashamed.
Don't be, Bill. Nothing wrong with those. I mean, they're a little tougher to work on. The components are a lot smaller and a lot tighter in areas, that's for sure. But what kind of rig did you pick up, Bill?
FT 757 Mark II.
Oh, very nice. Sounds good. All right. Bill, if you got a second there, hang on. I'm going to drop it down to Wade before we put him to sleep there. So just hang in there, and we'll drop her down to Wade. VE3NCA, VE3LBI. Come on in, Wade.
VE3LBI, VE3NCA, Wade here, obviously at Dundas, and yeah, no worries. I like hearing about that stuff. It's I'm not any good at it, but I enjoy looking at some of those older radios. In fact, I did. I think I mentioned. Well, I definitely mentioned it before. That solder smoke challenge to make a discrete component direct conversion receiver. I did complete that, and it does receive. And I got an email today from one of the folks from the solder smoke challenge saying, you know, when I post a video of it, like a recording of it to their Discord, they had some questions, and we chatted back and forth. It was pretty good. So yeah, I got the thing going, and you know, it's not quite a. I guess it's boat anchor adjacent. It is. It's just a very simple little receiver, 4 modules, bandpass filter on the antenna, a double balanced ring, diode ring mixer, a little oscillator made by abusing an amplifier. All amplifiers want to be oscillators, apparently, and an output audio frequency amp. So simple 4 little boards made up of various discrete components, and it actually pulls in a 40 meter signal. So that was my fun with old stuff. But anyways, yeah. Other than that, not much else. I'm glad the weekend is here. That's for sure. busy week at work, but now I get a couple days to sit back and relax. So maybe the sideband, I'm not a contester, but maybe the sideband contest will give some good strong signals that I can dial in for that video of the DCR receiver for the solder smoke guys. Anyways, yeah, thanks for picking me up there. I did get here a couple minutes late, so I may have missed a few people, but I got in here to hear you talking to Mac and Bill and Chuck, so I don't know if anybody was before them, but I'm here for the duration. Thanks again, and I'll send it back to you, VE3ZOE, back to net control.
Nope, you're right on time there, Wade. So, and by the way, thanks for the help today. Excuse me. I did email it off to Bill, VE3MRX, that form. So he's hopefully got a copy of that. He was having a hard time apparently when he downloaded it. Well, I guess when he downloads it, some people like it when they download stuff, it automatically opens it. I never have my stuff set that way. I always do it it'll download it in my download folder, and then I can open it from there. But I guess he was having an issue with it. It wouldn't pick it up properly, so I did send it off to him.
Yeah, thanks for that, and thanks for sending me a copy. I've come to believe that the ISED site, website there, it is user-friendly, but it's very picky about who its friends are, I think is how you could put it. As I said, when I tried to log in to look at the form, which I would think I should be able to look at the form, but it errored out. It wouldn't let me in because, as I showed you in the error message I got for everybody else, I logged in and it said error. The applicant already has an amateur examiner authorization. So I guess you get one shot at it, and if you don't record it, you don't get to see that form again. So, anyways, Larry got in there, got a copy, and sent it for me, and now it's safely in my files. So, thanks again for that, and hopefully things go quickly with Bill. My recollection is once he submits that, they take a couple weeks, and then they reach out to you to make an appointment for a one-on-one Zoom interview with a radio inspector from ISED. And once you go through that, they provide you with a bunch of links to the regulations for running exams, REC 3, I think it is, and then there's also some parts in REC 1. Anyways, they're on the ISED site as well, and they will provide the links to him. And then about a week or so later than that, they send you a PDF authorization letter with your AE number on it. So the process takes a little bit of time because I think it's somewhat manual, but he's well on his way. Thanks again there, Larry.
Yep, okay, and I think last week you had mentioned that if you ran into a problem, you would probably be able to help him out with a sponsorship or whatever. And I made that. Well, actually, spoke to him last night during the CW class. At the end of it there, I spoke to him. So, anyways, I did email it to him, and I spoke to it. Well, I put a message on Discord for him, so if he runs into any issues, he can probably get in touch with you.
Yeah, absolutely. As much as I can help, I will certainly do that. So, yeah, no worries at all. More people to bring people into the hobby is a good thing.
Okay, sounds good. Wait, all right, put a call out here. My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. Larry Loki, East Hamilton Mountain. Any check-ins for tonight? Come on in, please.
VE3WPG.
Okay, we got a couple more in there. Dave's in there. VE3CP, VE3LBI. Come on in, Dave. We just haven't started up anything really. Just talking off the start here.
Very good, Larry. VE3LBI, VE3CP. Well, nothing too much bad today. I'm working on model railroad stuff. Although I did make 3 ported contacts this morning, which is kind of a first for quite a while. Over.
Yeah, well, today was Friday. What did we do Friday? I can't remember what we did today now. And I had to run around here than I've ever seen. I mean, I don't know. The shelves are full of Tupperware dishes.
Something like Robert having to go to Princess Auto and buy something because it's on sale.
Yeah, there you go, Dave. It's a little low in the audio.
Well, this is one of the Alphonse. Is that better?
Yep, that's better there. So, all right, let me grab Chris here. VE3WPG, VE3LBI. Come on in, Chris.
Hey, good evening, everybody. VE3WPG. Just having a quiet night in, relaxing. Probably going to be heading to sleep, so I don't know if I'll be here for the 73 round. But yeah, I heard you talking about some radio parts and the dishwasher there. I don't know about that. Well, you said it works good, but I guess I've seen it done. I'm not going to try it, but I guess the new thing is people are apparently cleaning their computers, their entire computers, in mineral oil now. It's non-conductive. I've seen it done. Not something I would want to attempt with my equipment, but apparently that's a thing. Mineral oil for circuit boards.
You know, that's a new one on me, Chris. I've never heard of that done before.
Just look up computer and mineral oil, and people throw their whole machine in there. I was like, what the hell are you doing? But apparently it works.
Yeah, and I suppose, you know, after you finish cleaning it, you can drink the stuff and clean yourself out inside.
Yeah, good point, Bill. I don't know what you clean the mineral oil off with, but that's definitely something I have never heard. But interesting fact.
Actually, I'm looking at one.
I'm wondering, how the heck is there water inside of this?
I'm actually seeing a PC running inside mineral oil right now. Comment?
Yeah, go ahead, Bill. Or wait.
Yeah, V3LBI, VE3ZOE. I think what they're doing there, I've seen that done, and I've heard of that done from some people who were running ISPs back in the day. They're doing that for high heat conduction. So because they can immerse it in a fluid that they can circulate with it that is non-conductive, then that's for heat removal for very high-end or very overclocked devices to keep them all nice and cool. But I'm with you. I don't know how they clean them after they get the mineral oil on them, because that stuff would just, you know, make a dirty thing worse, I would think. But I have definitely seen people immerse equipment like that in mineral oil for heat management. That's where I've seen it done. Other than that, I have also seen the trick about disassembly with anything paper. Like, remove anything that could soak up water and just leave the solid state stuff, or the socket stuff, or the passive components that aren't damaged by liquid, and then give them a dishwash or a soapy wash in the sink. And then the key is to make sure it is entirely bone dry when you're done. Lots of dry, warm air flowing over it to get even the water out from underneath the chips that it might have crept in. It's also done on retro repairs, so retro PC restorations, you'll see that quite often as well. But I've always seen it with water. Back to you. Thanks again for letting me jump in there. VE3ZOE.
Well, when you do mention it, Wade, I have seen some of the higher-end servers, which are putting out a lot of heat. They are bathed in, and I didn't realize it was mineral oil, but I knew they were bathed, and obviously it would be water, be conductive, but I guess it must be mineral water, or mineral oil, and they keep it cool that way, again, like you said, basically through a radiator, and keep the components cold.
Yeah, for sure. Some of them have more, fancier, more expensive, it's another name for more expensive, custom-made oils that they use, but a lot of the do-it-yourselfers just use mineral oil. In fact, this is, taking another diversion in the conversation, but the brake fluid in my road bike, the road cycle bike that I ride, is mineral oil as well. And some people actually advocate putting literal, off-the-shelf mineral oil in it. I ride enough that I don't quite go there, but I do buy, some people would call me a sucker, but I do buy the Shimano Red mineral oil system as well?
Yeah, my, what do you call it? What's the name of it? Yeah, right, I've lost it. My one piece there, I can't think of the name of it, I've totally lost it, is backed in mineral oil. I keep it for, so that it keeps the actual component cool. But if you ever run out of mineral oil, and you need to get some, and you're near a drugstore, wait, by the way, baby oil is the same thing, it's just perfumed.
Yeah, absolutely. There's YouTube videos where people have used baby oil in their bikes, and one of the complaints is if you spill it, now your bike smells like a baby.
By the way, what I was trying to think of was my dummy load. I lost it for a minute there, but that's what it is. I've got mineral oil and actually in the can for the for it. Yeah, you can't use that. It's identical, so it just has a perfume smell.
Yeah, QSL, that's for sure. And you're right, yeah, dummy loads, I've seen that used as well. The problem with that is unless you get that lid on tight, it'll migrate through any smallest crack you can find and get gummy sometimes. So I don't know if you've had that problem. Maybe you got the lid on tight enough, but yeah, be careful. But yeah, it sounds like it's a versatile fluid for all sorts of things. Brake lines, cooling computers, cooling dummy loads, all that stuff. Anyways, I'll send it back to you, and you can, I can't even remember who was on last. Maybe it was Chris. Maybe we finish up with Chris, and I'll still be here listening along. VE3NCA, back to you there, Larry.
Yep, okay, thanks, Lee. All right, VE3WPG, what else you got for us, Chris?
Oh, not much other than that. I just mentioned I seeing a guy right now with his motherboard running. He's pouring mineral oil right onto his cooling fan, and it just keeps on going. Not a problem. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. Anyway, no, other than that, that's probably it for me. I'm going to start winding down for the night. So, as I say, probably going to miss the 73, but we'll see what happens. So I'll send it back for now. Everybody have a good evening, and I guess that's it for me. VE3WPG, 73.
Yep, okay, Chris, we'll pick you up again, see if you're still there when we come back around. All right, anybody else checking into the 28Feb25 Ragchew? My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo India. Come on in. Okay, just got a couple things here. I should have been putting these out before. Coda people, there's 67,222 active parks now in the world, which is, didn't realize there were that many, but something I can pick up. I should probably put it out once a week. And something that Chuck brought up, I remembered it after he finished his net on Wednesday night. So if you're still with us, Chuck, VE3ZOE, VE3LBI.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here was something I found was really interesting. When a person cracks a whip, do you know why it makes the sound? And not just particularly you, but anybody, you know why it actually makes the sound?
Broken.
Oh, too many people keyed up again. One at a time, please.
Because we've broken the sound barrier.
Sound barrier.
Yep, very interesting. It's actually Mach 1. We broke the sound barrier with a whip. A properly cracked whip.
Oh, behave.
One other thing I was reading too, an article. Anybody using stranded wire that's not coated for an antenna, outside obviously, as an antenna, be careful. You get a terrible static buildup on it, especially if it's not coated. So try to use anything stranded wire. Try to keep it coated. Other than that, we'll run her back up to Chuck and see what else he's got to add for us here. VE3ZOE, VE3LBI.
Yeah, very good there, Larry. First of all, congratulations there, Mac, on figuring out one of the YouTube issues out. And I don't know if you have a webcam that you can plug in as a source, but I didn't realize you were trying to go online on YouTube Live with a phone. I've never tried that. I obviously have webcams here, and so good, Mac. And let's see. Yeah, the mineral oil. I never knew that. I do have a paint can dummy load here with oil in it. It's one of those big 1 gallon cans. And I'm not sure what kind of oil. I got this off of, I bought this off of PDL, Paul. And so I'm not sure if it's motor oil or what that's in there, but nonetheless, oil does absorb the heat. And I'll have to ask him that next time I talk to him. Other than that, yeah, busy weekend. The ARRL International DX Contest is on. And whenever you hear someone say 59K, the K means that they're running a kilowatt. That's part of the exchange during the contest. If you're not running a kilowatt, you just say 59 Ontario. Just a heads up. Back to you there, Larry.
Yeah, chances are what's in that gallon or whatever, mine's only a quart, but what's in there would be mineral oil. I'd be I'm surprised if something else is in there. That's the standard with mineral oil because it's non-conductive and it does absorb the heat quite well. The one chip I have in mine is good for over 100 watts, but I mean, basically when you're doing a test rate with a dummy load, you don't key it up for half an hour. You're just doing, an SWR check for a couple of minutes or whatever. So you're not going to overheat the chip that much, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, exactly. Just to check your SWR only takes a few seconds. Usually less than a minute to tune it up. But yeah. But it's I bought it without. I don't think I remember asking what the oil was. But yeah, very good then.
Yep, I know when I built mine, that's what I put into it was mineral oil, and it wasn't cheap. It was, well, actually, you shouldn't say that. In some locations, it wasn't cheap. I think I ended up picking it up at the old Walmart store at the corner up here of Mohawk and Upper Sherman when it was existing. They had it on pretty cheap in there. I think they get it in the drug area, drugstore portion of it.
Yes, the drugstores carry mineral oil. That's usually where I buy mine from.
Yep, okay, well, we'll drop her down to Mac there. Yeah, Mac, okay, VHMW, yeah, I wasn't sure what you were coming from or going to with the comment you made on Discord there.
Yeah, and I think I had only looked at the option of going live stream with a mobile device. I don't think I ever pursued utilizing a home station. So, and yes, Chuck, I do have a webcam, and it is I got it synced with my home computer. Had a little bit of fun trying to get the webcam to work with the computer and turn on the computer audio at the same time. Some of these software settings are a little persnickety. You got to go back into the computer settings and set system to use your onboard microphones in the computer, unless you install a secondary set. And then you have to tell the software that you're going to use to record to use system settings rather than the webcam. Because if the webcam doesn't have a built-in audio pickup, then you're going to get no audio. Lots of fun. Anyways, as I said, I see a way through. Once the YouTube system allows me to use the new user profile tomorrow evening, then I'll be able to live stream from the computer, not from the mobile device. But once I have that working, then I'll be able to click another button that allows me to replicate my profile on other devices, and hopefully that will allow me to start doing live streaming from mobile devices, which I have a couple of them. Yeah, it's nice to have another arrow in the quiver just for fun and games. Obviously, how much fun would it be to be able to be one of those guys that can record and share a group activation? That kind of Parks on the Air event. I'm sure that would draw a fairly good crowd. Everybody that is on Discord from the various groups that we're in touch with would probably have a little bit of fun watching that from time to time. And there's quite a few gentlemen and ladies that are doing videos on a regular basis on YouTube that they publish these park activations and things of this nature. So yeah, just another option to have at your fingertips in order to share what we're doing with the Parks on the Air and such the like. Anyways, yeah, I think we're well on our way. Obviously, if I can't cascade the profile to the mobile devices, then I'll just keep plugging away and uploading some short videos in order to gain some additional traction with those user profiles until I've got the magic number of 50, and then supposedly YouTube will grant me the same user privileges to do the live streaming also from a mobile device. So I think I'm all set until it doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the mobile portion of it. Like I said, I don't know too much about it, really. I was just doing a test with it today. There was one other question I was going to ask you about it. I can't remember what it was now. I don't think Wade's ever done a live. I think he's done recordings and put them up on YouTube. Is that true, Wade?
Yeah, I haven't ever tried to go live at all. I have a extremely underwhelming 5 videos, and let's see, only 3 of them are actual ham radio related. This all started with an MIT online, remember MOOCs, massively online course, something, I can't remember the full, whatever they were courses, and I took one to make a robot. So the final exam was to submit a video of the robot doing the things that the project was supposed to do. So that's up there. I did an Arduino course for the Maker shop at Mac a while back. It was a little Arduino dice roller. So there's a video there of that. And then there's a couple of radio-related ones related to the DX Commander, the guy from England there, who had a 20-meter junk box antenna challenge. And so there were 3 videos of me coming up with a junk box, 20-meter vertical, and then activating Canal Park with it. So that's my sum total YouTube career. It's not very fancy, but it's never included a live. Maybe that's a bucket list item.
Well, yeah, okay, and I guess the other part of that, you can edit them too, so. Okay, let me pick up Bill next year. You're back. Anything else before I pick up Bill?
Just make sure you post some pictures when you pick them up. I'd like to see that.
Not a problem. Bill, the VE3EKJ. Are you still with us, Bill? Come on in. VE3ZOE.
Yep. I've been just listening. A lot of interesting stuff floating around tonight. And on my computer, I'm looking at the Facebook Marketplace, looking at all the camper vans. And I haven't driven for about 10 years. I've been too poor. But you never know. Someday I may be in a position to buy something again. And the thing I like about getting Volkswagen camper vans is they have a standard, of course, most of the time. And that's something that I've never liked automatics. You know, many times in my career I didn't have any choice, particularly when I was an on-the-road salesman. But I never liked them, particularly if you're stuck on in ice and snow. And with an automatic, you take your foot off the brake and your wheels spin. And there's nothing you can do about it. But of course, with a clutch, you can ease her out nice and gentle, and 5 times out of 10, at least you can get out. Or maybe I'm just old. I don't know. Oh, well. At any rate, I won't hold it. We're almost complete, too, but my dog's come up and she's given me the eyes, which means she'd really like to get out in the backyard for a few minutes. So I'll hand it back, Larry. VE3LBI, VE3EKJ.
No, you got a really good point, Bill. It was nothing like the old 4 on the floor or 3 on a tree. And my wife learned on a Volkswagen, and we ended up buying a Jimmy, I think it was, off a buddy of mine, and it was an old one. It was a 4x4. I think it had, if I remember rightly, it had 3 stick shifts. One for normals, which was a 3-speed, and then there was one you could put it into different gear range. I think it was for the actual 2-wheel, 4-wheel, and then the one beside that, that's where you could change the ranges, where you could drop it from a normal range to a mid-range to what they classified as a bull low. But she could drive that like an automatic. So, anyways, Bill, you better get Puppy Dog outside here before you have to do some work around the house.
Oh, she's pretty good, but, she, when she starts whimpering, I know she's really got to go, and I really start feeling guilty.
Well, if you got time, you better get outside and bring her back. Come on back in if you do. Come on.
Okie doke, sounds good. 7-3.
Okay, Bill, maybe we'll talk to you shortly. No, okay, Wade, VE3ZOE, VE3LBI. What else you got for us tonight, Wade?
Oh, let's see. Not much. Can't think of much else. Although I guess I did make a Parks on the Air hunt today. Picked up somebody. Oh, now I've forgotten where he was. But anyways, I was on Discord at the end of the day, and he's in one of the groups I'm on, and he put out a call that he was at a park, and so we dialed to where he was and got him done. He was, I think, 4 short of getting the activation, so he dug deep into his contacts and spotted himself on the HRCC Discord. So I was happy to be able to do at least a little bit of radio today until now, of course. That was fun. Other than that, in a couple minutes, maybe I'll say my 7-3 now. I might be around for the 7-3 round, but I do have something to jump to at 9. We're doing another license session starting at 9 o'clock. So I'm going to bounce right on the hour, but I will listen along until then. Thanks again, Larry, there for doing it, and I'll send it back to you via again.
Yeah, okay, no problem, Wade. Don't forget, you can always use VE3HPO too, right? And don't make your time too constrained. If you want to go ahead and get set up for them. There's no issue. I mean, we're not too much farther, probably away from wrapping up anyways. It's a short night again with people, but not a big deal.
Yeah, no, sounds good. 9 o'clock gets me time to do the setup and stuff like that. The session starts a few minutes later than that, so it's all good stuff. But yeah, I may not be around when you call back next time, so I'll either say 73 twice or I'll say it this one time here and let you get down the line. VE3ZOE, back to you.
Yep, okay, Dave's got a phone call, so all right, we'll pick up Chris again. VE3WPG. Come on back in, Chris. VE3LBI.
VE3WPG, not much else to say here. This will be my 73, so 73, and we will catch you on the next one, because I am having an early night tonight.
All right, Chris, no problem. All right, anybody else want to check in with the Friday Night VE3ZOE Ragchew? I'm getting around the last call here. My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo India. Come on in.
Victor Echo 3, Victor Yankee Tango.
Morning, Ed. Haven't heard you for a while. How things going?
Yeah, well, I guess you recall last time I talked to you guys was, a couple of weeks ago by now, I think. In the summary of everything that went on is that
Well, my mom did pass away, and we've had a funeral last weekend, and I'm getting back to normal now, so hopefully I'll have time for ham radio and things like that now that the craziness is over. And that's about all I got. Just I want to say greetings to everybody out there, and I'm looking forward to chatting with everyone once again. The VE3ZOE, back to you, Larry.
Yep, sorry to hear about that, Ed, but it is a rough time in the life, around something that happened. So I've been through that twice. Mother-in-law, mother, father, father-in-law. So not been a lot of fun. But yep, it's just you kind of put you into the how can I say a different mode, a different mode.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, you guys have a lot of interesting topics. I've been listening for about the last 10 minutes because my wife and I have been watching a movie until about 8:30 or so. So, hope to get in on this stuff again next week there.
Not a problem, Ed. Thanks for joining us tonight. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
Okay, what we got here? We're getting close to wrap-up time. Anybody got anything else they want to add before maybe we do a 7-3 round or whatever? Come on in. Mac, you want to do anything about March coming up?
You read my mind, Larry. VA3IMW. Just a quick reminder, March 22nd is approaching very quickly. Of course, next weekend we have to go through the time change. GD. That's not fun. But nonetheless, March 22nd, the closest day we can get to the spring, I guess it's called an equinox. So it would be the first full day of spring. And we've kind of arbitrarily selected Salt Fleet as our activation site. Just because the horrible time we had down at Stony Creek Battlefield Park and the horrible RF noise level that we had in that park, I know full on that Salt Fleet is probably the quietest place I've ever activated from. So we're going to make sure that we've got a nice quiet place where we can work any band we want, and looking forward to, it's a nice place because it's surrounded with trees, so even if we have a little bit of weather to deal with, we'll be sheltered from the wind somewhat. So the only thing we have to figure out now is what time of day we're going to get started, and I think usually it has been the 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock type thing. So I'm thinking in my mind I want to be there by 11 so that we're ready to key down by noon. But as time draws near and we get the weather report for the particular day, then we can solidify the time where we're going to meet and start the activation routine. So yeah, thanks for bringing me in on that, and I was just thinking about keying up and sharing that. Thanks again, Larry, for doing this one. VE3LBI, VA3IMW, back to you.
Have you thought about a secondary date just in case, or no, not yet? We're just going to go with the flow, and if something gets washed out on the 22nd, we'll go carry over something place else, different day or whatever.
Oh, I think the best tentative date would be the 29th. I don't think we want to go earlier. We want to give Mother Nature a chance to smile on us and warm our buttocks up. Oh, by the way, while I do have the mic keyed, sincerest condolences to Edward. Love them while they're here, because they don't last forever. Anyways, all the best there. But yes, I think arbitrarily we would say the following Saturday would be the best alternative if we're completely washed out.
Okay, because hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer, because I don't want to go out there and freeze off my kahunas. I'm at an age where the cold gets at me pretty quick.
And you don't have far to go to get warm at home.
No, but it's a long walk when your feet are really frozen.
I don't think you're going to be walking. Anyways, yeah, we'll look forward to seeing everybody there. And we'll figure out what we're going to do for coffee and snacks and all the rest of that stuff. Got to keep everybody warm with either hot chocolate or, well, not the my hot chocolate, but the other kind of hot chocolate. So, yeah, warm beverages and perhaps muffins, cookies, cakes, snacks. Goodness gracious, who knows? Whatever seems to be the appropriate thing to keep us engaged. Anyways, very good, Larry. I'll turn it back to you, and I guess we can probably almost put a wrapper on this one tonight. Good chat with everybody, and thanks for sharing.
I think that's Noel in there. Is that you, Noel, in there? Come on back in, VE3ZOE.
I don't hear any QRM at all.
No, I'm hearing somebody in there, but I thought maybe it was Noel with his one of his kids. Okay, I'm not sure. Anyways, okay, Chuck, VA3CDZ, VE3LBI. We're just doing a 7-3 round. Chuck, anything else for your 7-3?
No, not much. Just thankful that we didn't get all the snow that they said we might get. So it looks more like, wet stuff that'll be coming down. So, anyways, yeah, nothing more to add. Great, good net. And I learned about mineral oil and computers, and very interesting. So everyone have a good night. And remember, the bands are going to be busy with the ARRL International DX Contest. Take care. VA3CJZ.
Yep, okay, thanks, Chuck. Mac, VA3MW, VE3LBI. Doing a 7-3 round. Tomorrow is Saturday. You know if you're doing the net or Jason's going to do it?
I think Jason's on tap. We're always looking for somebody to put their hand up and say, I want to give it a try. So Al's decided to take a back seat, so he won't be doing the Sunday night net any further. So at this point in time, Saturday is still on Jason, but obviously between Chuck and myself and whoever else, if for some reason one of the net controllers is absent or conspicuous by his absence, it's not out of the question for somebody to jump in and pick it up. Anyways, what else was I going to say? Thank God for the warp bands. Big contesting weekend. I'll be busy on 12 and 17 meters, making all the parks on the air contacts I can, and ignoring the people that are going to stomp all over each other for the next 48 hours or a little bit less. But other than that, yep, mineral oil, lots of good uses. I wonder if you can use olive oil. Maybe not. Anyways, thanks for doing this one, Larry. Certainly appreciate it. And we'll bid you 7-3s. I'll be hanging around, listening to the radio for a little bit. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Mac. All right, let's see if Bill's back with this VE3EKJ. Bill, we're just doing a 7-3 round if you're back. Tell you what, I'll skip it for now. We'll go back just in case he gets back in. Wade, VA3NCA, VE3LBI. You doing a 7-3 round, Wade?
VE3LBI, VE3MCA, perfect timing. I was just about to hit the button, but I heard you call me, so 7-3 to everybody. Great Ragchew as usual there, Larry. Thanks so much for doing it, and looking forward to the next time down the log, seeing everybody or hearing everybody. And one last thing before I go. I have posted under the special activations the Salt Fleet Conservation Area Spring Equinox Eyeball Ragchew. That's a mouthful, but for March the 22nd. And I'm just about to hit post on the upcoming Support Your Parks weekend for spring, which is April, the following month, April 19th to 20th, on the weekend, Zulu time. Anyways, thanks again. I will say 7-3, and I will hit the big red button. Good night, everybody. VE3ZOE back next roll.
Okay, thanks, Wade. Thanks for doing that, too. And as Mac mentioned, don't forget, next weekend is going to be our time change. All right, don't know if Dave's back. He was had a phone call there. VE3CP, VE3LBI. We doing a 7-3 round, Dave.
And 7-3 of every kind of junk.
Okay, Bill, I was going to come back to you. No problem. I knew you were busy there, but thanks for dropping back in to the 7-3. All right, Bill, thanks for joining in tonight.
Oh, once in a while I get ambitious.
Well, you're welcome anytime. No problem. Friday night's kind of the end of the week, and get a few check-ins. Sometimes we get a pile, or sometimes we get, not so many, but it's okay. It doesn't bother.
Well, I'm slowly becoming more active. I find it's easy to get distracted. Friday night,
Yep, you're not in your sweet spot because you're awful noisy.
well, all of us old guys tend to be awful noisy. My buddy Joe, IAW, and I, we have a Wednesday morning breakfast. Pretty regular, 4 times a month or whatever. And we firmly believe if the world would just listen to us old guys, we could fix all problems.
I know one old guy that can't fix any problems, and I won't go any further. Thanks for doing the 7-3 round, Bill. Hey, we'll pick up Ed next. VE3ZOE. Ed, we're just doing a 7-3 round.
Yes, thanks, Larry, and thank you, Larry and Mac, for the kind words there. And I'll be back at it as soon as I can. I'm really looking forward to that March 21st outing of Salt Fleet. I'm going to have my woolies on, and I will be ready to do some ham radio then. That's it. Have a great week, everybody. 73, VE3ZOE.
March 22nd.
22nd, Ed, not the 21st.
March 22nd from Mac.
22nd, so. All right, very good, Ed. All right, take care, all the best, and, get back on the radio when it's your time. Okay, I don't know whether Noel is in there or not. I'm going to try. VE3KET, are you in there, Noel? VE3LBI? Okay, because not. I don't think I missed anybody. That's it. That's a wrap. All right, thanks for playing. Pardon me. I'd like to thank Terry, VE3IQL, for the uses as a repeater. And my call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima Bravo Indio. And I'm going to return your repeater back over to normal use.